Alignment is one of the most used words in personal development right now. But most of what gets said about it makes it sound like a feeling, like something you stumble into when the right circumstances fall into place. What nobody tells you is that alignment is a decision, a costly one that will ask things of you that comfort never prepared you to give. So today we are going to talk about what alignment actually is. Not the version that sounds good on a coat, the real version, the one that changes everything. Welcome to She Is Heard. This is a space where we talk about identity, healing, and the journey of becoming the woman God created you to be. Something I know to be true from my own personal journey is that the moment I started moving towards alignment, things got harder before they got better. Not because alignment was wrong, but because everything misaligned had to move out of the way first. That is what today is about. Alignment will cost you comfort. Not because God is harsh, but because comfort and calling hardly lives at the same address. And the woman who chooses alignment is the woman who decides that who she's becoming is worth more than the ease of staying where she is. So, what is alignment? Alignment is not a feeling. It is not waking up one morning and everything suddenly makes sense. It is not the absence of struggle or the presence of ease. Alignment is the condition of your life being ordered around who God created you to be. Your relationships, your work, your habits, your inner world, your outer decisions, all of them moving in the same direction towards the woman you were formed to become. Alignment is internal. It starts with knowing who you are, your values, your convictions, your God-given identity. A woman who does not know who she is cannot align her life around it. Alignment is relational. The people closest to you either support your becoming or resist it. Alignment asks you to be honest about which is which. And alignment is directional. It is not a destination you arrive and maintain. It is a daily orientation, a consistent returning to what is true when everything around you pulls towards what is familiar. That is what alignment actually is. A decision made daily to live from the inside out. So now, what alignment is not? Alignment is not always peaceful. The season of moving into alignment is often one of the most disruptive seasons a woman walks through. Things shift, relationships strain, environments that once felt stable start to feel wrong. That disruption is not a sign you're off course. It's often confirmation that you are finally on it. Alignment is not selfish. This is the lie that keeps most women from ever fully stepping into their calling. The idea that choosing what God has for you over what everyone around you needs from you is somehow an act of selfishness. But a woman out of alignment cannot give what she was designed to give. She can only give what the misalignment leaves over, and that is never her best. Alignment is not a one-time decision. It is not the prayer you prayed, the vision board you made, the decision you announced. Alignment is lived in the small daily choices, the conversations you choose honestly, the boundary you hold when it would be easier to fold, the direction you keep returning to even when the familiar is pulling louder than the calling. So why does alignment cost comfort? Alignment costs comfort because comfort is built around what already exists. And alignment is always moving you towards something that does not yet exist in your life. It costs familiar relationships. Not always permanently, but the dynamic changes. Because a woman in alignment can no longer shrink to fit spaces that were built around a smaller version of her. It costs the approval of people who only understood the misaligned version of you. The woman moving into alignment will make decisions that confuse people, decisions that look like risk from the outside, that look like too much, too fast, or too different. And she will have to make them anyway because alignment answers to God, not to the crowd. And it costs the comfort of being certain. Alignment almost always requires a step before the full picture is visible, before the outcome is guaranteed, before every question has an answer. It requires the willingness to move on the basis of conviction rather than clarity. And that willingness is one of the most costly things God will ever ask of you, and one of the most forming. So, how do we then move towards alignment? Moving towards alignment starts with one honest question. Not what do I want? Not what does everyone around me need? But who did God form me to be? And is my life currently ordered around her? The first movement is clarity. You cannot align your life around an identity you have not yet defined. Spend time with God, not asking for more things, asking for greater clarity about who He has made you to be, your values, your convictions, the non-negotiables of your becoming. Write them down because clarity on paper is the beginning of alignment in life. The second movement is honesty. Look at your life as it currently is. Your relationships, your commitments, your daily habits, your inner world, and ask, which of these are aligned with who God formed me to be and which are not? Do not rush past the honest answer because you cannot move towards alignment while pretending everything is already aligned. The third movement is courage. Alignment without action is just intention. At some point, the clarity has to become a decision. The honesty has to become a conversation. The conviction has to become a step. And that step will cost something. Take it anyway. Because the life on the other side of alignment is the life you were actually made for. And nothing you leave behind to get there will be worth more than what you find. So, alignment is not the easy road, but it is the right one. And the woman who chooses it chooses her calling over her comfort, her purpose over her familiarity, her God-given identity over everyone else's expectations. That woman does not just become whole, she becomes herself fully, without apology. She is her. So I'd like you to please subscribe so we can keep going deeper together into these conversations. Leave a comment below. Tell me, what is one area in your life you know needs to come into alignment? Name it here, even one word. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching and stay blessed.